What's up everyone, Charging Hilichurl here. Nordkala's Moon Trio features a prestigious new reaction formula. It allows mono-element teams to hit nuke level damage similar to amplifying reactions. As the final piece of the Moon Crystal puzzle. What exactly is the power level of the complete Moon Crystal battleship? Can it inherit the multi-core system of Moon Electrocharged? And can its numbers challenge the throne of Moonbloom? Bottom line, Linaia does it all. Today, I'm looking at this from a hardcore meta perspective. We'll cover mechanics, constellations, teams, signature weapon, and artifacts. A full breakdown to master Linaia in one-stop-shop video. Disclaimer, this was recorded on the Creator Experience server. Everything is subject to the official live release. Linaia's kit introduces a revolutionary new sub-DPS support template, similar to Skirt's dual-form output mode. She can handle both quick-swap bursts and sustained DPS. Linaia integrates both output modes into her elemental skill. The quick-swap nuke playstyle offers insane front-loaded burst. To master Linaia, you first need to understand the two forms of her elemental skill. Press E to summon Lumi, dealing continuous AoE GODMG to nearby enemies. If a moon cage is on the field, Lumi will perform heavy slams. Dealing direct moon crystal AoE DMG. Every 2 heavy slams are followed by 2 light slams. Light slams deal standard GODMG. A single rotation consists of 5 full cycles. Note, by changing the skill order of Columbina and your 4th slot. If a moon cage is already present when Linaia summons Lumi, Lumi's very first hit will be a heavy slam. Proper sequencing lets you front-load that massive moon crystal damage. By double-tapping E, Lumi deals a single, massive moon crystal AoE strike. Because Lumi dumps all her energy at once, subsequent hits are weak. The light slam frequency is lower and only deals standard GODMG. The quick-swap nuke takes only 2 seconds from start to finish. It's more than enough time to catch the full 4-piece Morningstar buff. You can even swap out the moment Lumi grows during the animation to trigger the damage off-field. With practice, you can cut the field time down to under 1.4 seconds. Compared to the one swap cooldown of the Pressy style, the gap is tiny. Of course, there is a price to pay. Quick swapping loses out on field time buffs like death or character-specific bonuses. You're faster, but your individual damage numbers will be lower. However, Goru's buffs last for 2 seconds after leaving his field. So even with a quick swap, you won't lose out on his damage buffs. As a hardcore meta player myself, I'm extremely sensitive to these mechanical details. If you're a fellow meta enjoyer, please leave a like. Much appreciated. The front-loaded damage of the nuke style is great for boss vulnerability windows. It easily maxes out short-duration buffs like the instructor set. However, the total team damage is lower overall. Pressing E offers higher multipliers and elemental application. This allows you to frequently trigger Mooncage Resonance. Testing shows the 18's Pressy rotation beats the nuke style by a full cycle. That gap grows to about 7. This difference widens to around 7 over a full rotation. And as Linaia's constellations increase, this gap will only get larger. Talent-wise, Linaia provides residential shred and elemental as well as a base multiplier buff for moon crystal reactions. Her burst provides team-wide healing, easing the survival pressure on your team. She's truly a top-tier modern support. As the final piece of the moon crystal fleet, she doesn't just buff the team, she transforms it. Linaia C1 provides the strongest feather mechanic in the game. Triggering Mooncage Resonance automatically refills this feathers. Essentially grants you permanent feather stacks, even in a triple core team with Sidewind and Columbina. You'll never run out of feathers. Plus, the feathers from Linaia C1 can buff the 4th team member. That's right, Mooncage Resonance, which is the damage caused by moon crystal reactions, can also consume feathers. This allows one feather to buff all 4 types of damage. The buff efficiency is incredibly high. The nuke style can consume 5 feather stacks all at once. Compared to C0 or 1, the damage gets a nice little bump. C2 is Linaia's game-changing constellation. It gives the whole team 40 Hydro and Geo crit DMG. It perfectly fits the Sidewind Columbina triple core system. For the nuke style, it gives a staggering 150 crit DMG. Time to hear the roar of Lady Lumi. Note, the C2 buff requires triggering Mooncage Resonance first. Especially for the nuke style, watch your rotation with Columbina and the 4th slot. Ensure a mooncage is on the field before the nuke hits. This ensures you max out the 4150 crit DMG bonus. A C2 or 1 nuke style Linaia can easily hit 1 million in front-loaded burst damage. And that's with 100 crit rate. The single-hit nature of the nuke style benefits more from crit fishing than the Pressy style. But the C2 benefits don't stop there. Heavy slams and nuke slams trigger an extra Mooncage Resonance. This extra resonance procs C1 feathers, further boosting their value. The Pressy style gets more heavy slams per rotation, leading to a massive overall buff. With C2, you'll see Mooncage Resonance triggering constantly. Tests show a 34 increase in total team DPS for the first 18th rotation. Now, about that last sentence in her C2. Extra Mooncage Resonance is treated as being applied by all Hydro-Geo characters. Let's do a quick test. I stripped the weapons artifacts from my team, keeping only Sidewind's base gear. Sidewind applies Hydro, and Eloya triggers the resonance. Initially, only Sidewind and Eloya participate, so damage is low. Without gear, the damage is naturally very poor. But Linaia's Heavy Slam triggers the extra C2 Mooncage Resonance. This hit only has Linaia's residential shred over the first hit. But the damage difference is night and day. This is because Sidewin, even while off-field and doing nothing, had her stats included in the final calculation. Linaia's C2 dynamically snapshots the stats of all Hydro Geo teammates to maximize the damage of the extra Mooncage resonance. You can think of it as a smart enhanced resonance. C4 provides Linaia and the active character a 25 def bonus each. Note, this buff applies to Linaia herself while she is on field. This means the Nuke style can benefit from a 50 def bonus, because it's described as an on-field buff. Swapping too quickly with the Nuke style will result in losing that extra 25 on-field def bonus. C6 is a pure, cold-blooded numbers boost. Double feather consumption leads to much higher damage. Of course, it also grants more feather generation, so feathers remain permanent and sustainable. It also gives the whole team a 25 Moon Crystal DMG bonus. Compared to C2 R1 Linaia, the Nuke style single hit damage jumps by a whopping 95. In a standard 18th rotation, total team damage increases by about 57, factoring in the gains from C1 through C6. My recommended constellation stops for Linaia are C0, C2, and C6. Moving on to team comps. Who stays between Eloya and Goru? Using C2 or 1 Sidewin and C0 or 1 Columbina as a baseline. Replacing Goro with Linaia boosts team damage by about 30. Replacing Eloya boosts it by about 22. So, Sidewin Columbina Linaia Eloya is the superior high-budget players can run C2 Xylonin in the 4th slot. That's at least an 11 total team increase. But Xylonin's value is far more than just that 11 on paper. She allows the Moon Crystal fleet to be entirely E-driven. In zero-energy start environments like the Phantom Realm, this team has the best cold start burst in the game. Molani and Kinich are top tier, sure, but you still have to sit through Mabuka's long burst animation. I predict that once Linaia drops, high-end teams will fight over Xylonin with Mabuka, while everyone else fights over Columbina for Moon Electro and Moon Bloom. The Sumeru Archon War for Nahida is about to happen all over again in Nordkala. It's going to be a real Sabzera's festival bloodbath. At low to mid investment, the Moon Crystal team is in a league of its own. Including Columbina is a no-brainer. High-end Moon Crystal teams are practically hardlocked with her. This triple core system is a match made in heaven. It blends short window burst with long-term sustained DPS. It's an exceptionally rare, ideal team comp. In the great Columbina's scarcity, I'm putting my money on Moon Crystal. The ceiling for the Moon Crystal battleship is incredibly high. Even if you're down one support weapon because of Xylonin, it still maintains top 2 combat power in the entire game. The lack of support weapons is a real pain point for Moon Crystal, since Moon Crystal scales with def and ignores standard DMG buffs. Out of all the weapon categories, there isn't a single perfectly compatible support weapon. Most powerful support weapons either give ATK or DMG bonuses. The ones that give EM offer very limited gains. Linaia's signature weapon perfectly fills this gap. It's exactly what Moon Crystal support needed. It's the first true Geo support weapon. It buffs the wielder's crit DMG and DEF, while giving the team Moon Crystal and standard Geo DMG bonuses. Both new and old Geo DPS characters can benefit from this. For a Moon Crystal team, standard Geo DMG only accounts for about 17 of total output, so that part of the buff is slightly wasted. But at R1, it holds a massive, undisputed lead. There is a huge gap between it and any F2B alternatives. However, even though the signature weapon stats are great, from a total team ROI perspective, looking at the overall team gains, I still recommend prioritizing Linaia's C2 first. Now for my favorite part, artifacts. First, let's settle the main stats. What should Linaia's main stats be? At C0 or 0 is about 1 better than triple DEF. At C0 or 1, DF crit and triple DF offer the same returns. They are essentially equal, but for Linaia at C1 or higher, triple DF beats DF crit by at least 2.56. Overall, the substat efficiency is as follows. 1 crit roll, 1 def roll, 2 EM rolls. 1 crit roll, 1 def roll, 2 EM rolls. Def is the god stat for Linaia. Not only does it boost her personal damage, it also improves her feather quality, raising the entire team's damage floor, while also converting into EM for her teammates. It's time for those of you who spent 300 rounds fighting Rift Hounds in the Husk domain to shine. That's right, Husk of Opulent Dreams is back on top of the Geo meta. For C0 or 1, in a Sidewin Columbina Linaia Goru using the Pressy playstyle, Husk of Opulent Dreams is the best due to its well-rounded buffs. At C0, Linaia's personal Geo DMG is quite significant. Husk buffs both her def and her Geo DMG. Meanwhile, the EM and Moon DMG from the Morningstar set only benefit her Moon Crystal reaction damage. That's where the gap lies. However, a 3 difference is only about 1 substat roll. Don't stress too much over it. Just go with whichever set has the better substats. At the C2 R1 level, running the Sidewin Columbina Linaia because Linaia unlocks her C1 feather mechanic, the gap between Husk and Morningstar widens. Once you have Eloya in the 4th slot, you can put her on the Moonspinner set. Even without the instructor buff, Husk Linaia continues to perform exceptionally well, though a double Morningstar setup also puts up good numbers. At high-end C6 or 1, most damage multipliers have already hit diminishing returns. The gap between sets becomes almost negligible. Just pick whichever set has the most god-tier substats. For Nuke-style Linaia's artifact choices, the Firmament set enters the battlefield. When using the Firmament set, take note. You need the right teammates and rotation, so that when Linaia double taps E, a nearby ally triggers a Moon reaction first. This ensures you proc the 30 crit rate buff from the set. Thanks to its high substat value, Firmament is the best for low to mid investment Nuke Linaia. However, at high-end C6 or 1, Husk of Opulent Dreams takes the lead again by a hair. This is because C6 Columbina gives the whole team 80 crit DMG. Your crit multipliers are already through the roof. This makes DEF substats much more valuable. Again, the gap at high investment is negligible. Just use your best pieces and you're good to go. As a speedrunner, I can't ignore the top-tier crit fishing Nuke style. Sijwin Columbina Linnea Zylanen is the new meta powerhouse. It can hit 10 million plus damage in a 6-second window. Both Linnea's Nuke and Sijwin's Horsehead are single hit, big number damage types. They are perfect for crit fishing. Based on my speedrun tests in the Phantom Realm and calculating husk stacks in real time, here is the optimal artifact ranking. You speedrunners can follow this with confidence.